Hello everyone, Fluffy here. Well, this was gonna be kind of a munchy vlog. We went to my mom's tonight, or today, meaning Monday. The daughter got off early, and my mom wanted to have a meal for my daughter because she's leaving Wednesday. And so we went over there and had arroz con pollo, which is Spanish, chicken and Spanish rice. And I've eaten it on here before, and I actually think that I ate my mom's on here before, like tons of videos ago. But I'm not sure if it was at this house or the old house. And that's what we had over there. And so my daughter had made me up a to-go plate, and then my other sister, my older sister, was there, so she packed herself some, and then what was left was a sandwich bag of just the rice. And so I had it over here, and excuse me, I brought it over here with a spoon and a shut up Mona. And I thought, well, I'll just kind of munch with my spoon, and I'll film. Computer messing up. I could not get to the camera because I don't have it on the bar at the bottom, so I had to restart, and while I'm waiting for it to come up, I ate it. So there's none left. So this is just going to be a drinking vlog. I'm up to bragging, and what was it? Not bragging. Was it sorry, not sorry, and bragging, not bragging, but bragging? I'm up to 855 subscribers. That is so fantastic. Just wanted to thank y'all for that, for your support, for giving me time with my daughter. And I know I haven't been on a whole lot. And it is 2:48 in the morning, which would be Tuesday morning. So once I'm done, I'll let it upload. And because I was laying in bed, and I thought, I just got out of the tub, and baths exhaust me, showers are worse, and usually I'll sit on the bed, dry off, let the fan, dry me off and cool me down. But it's so exhausting, most of the time I just lay down, and I'll just lay my head for a little bit, and boom, I'm out. This time I was laying there and said, no, I really want to film. I haven't filmed in a few days since the that weird little video about the Texas Roadhouse and Cheese's gift card. And so I thought, let me get on there and just, kind of chit-chat for a little while. And so I got up to do it. Excuse me. And then I was having issues with the flipping computer. So what's going to happen in the next few days is I'm not really sure if I'll film or not. Tomorrow my daughter will do the rest of her laundry and get ready to pack and get the things together that she needs for her trip. And then in the evening, it's the 4th of July, and nobody really does a whole lot, especially since it's during a weekday, So my daughter goes, Mom, we got to do something with Grandma, so why don't we take a bucket of chicken over there and just have some chicken with her and spend a couple of hours with her. And so we are. And it was really weird because we forgot to mention it to her when we were there today, meaning Monday, when we had the arroz con pollo. And so, she got to hug her goodbye, but then we forgot that we're going to go over there today. My daughter called her and after we got home, and so my mom seemed happy that we were going to come over again. She gets to see the grandkid one more time. And then, of course, on Wednesday, my daughter will fly out in the morning. So, pardon me, I will try, emphasis on try, to get something out Wednesday afternoon, because Thursday I'm having a lunch with a former co-worker of mine and still a friend of mine. We're going to have lunch, and so and chit-chat a while, catch up. you know, when you quit working somewhere, you kind of lose track of people. It's inevitable. I mean, that's just life. You know what I mean? And so we were talking on Facebook about something I can't remember, and we're like, well, why don't we get together for lunch or whatever? Um, so then there's another friend of mine who's battling some health problems, and that's what it was. We were commenting on a post from her, and so she was going to see if this person that's ill um, wants to come, feel well enough to come with us. And so I hope that'll happen. If not, I will certainly enjoy lunch with the friend if the other friend can't come. So that's going to happen probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock. So if I do something Thursday, it will be pretty late in the evening. So, but that's how, at least from right now until Thursday, is going to go down. So, you know, my daughter's glad that I'm connecting with some friends, and I am too. I am too. You know, I need to find a reason to get out of the house that doesn't require a lot of walking or whatever, because I just can't do that. But so my daughter's been working on the dog hair, because I told her, you know, I keep it pretty vacuumed in the general areas. I said, but I can't get under, you know, our TV. You've seen the thingy. You know, there's a lot of legs, chair legs, table legs, that I just can't reach. So she's going to finish up detailing that. Looks good where she's done it. So I told her I promised her I'd keep the house up, and I have. But and then of course her coming home, and she's, you know, she's a shoe person, and she's got shoes everywhere. But like I told you in that last cooking show, my cookbong, that that's the worst that I have to worry about. That I'm doing really good, you know. Um, oh, you're ugly on. Excuse me. 7 minutes in, I haven't said too much, huh? um, Something that I touched on, but I really didn't want to get into it too much. I'm turning my head because it tends to keep the glare out of my face, so I'm not trying to do them sexy poses. No way. But if I look down like that, I mean, tell me what you prefer, sideways or down? Look down. I'm not going to do, of course, now I say that, and in 3 days I'll do it, but right now, in the moment, since it happened, till right now as I'm talking to you, I know you liked it. I had a lot of fun, and maybe too much fun, in the live show, the last one I did. And the reason I say maybe too much fun, because I let my guard down and gave some personal information that I really hadn't intended to. And I didn't catch it because it was live. And somebody told me in the comment section, and I deleted the comment, hopefully people wouldn't see it and go back, on there, that I hadn't intended to say. And I got too relaxed and was just, you know, talking and telling a story, and it just slipped out. Y'all say, what's the big deal? But it is a big deal. Y'all, there's a lot of y'all that are on my Facebook, that are on my YouTube, that probably, given what you show me, you know, I wish y'all would live on my street, so we could, you know, we could run over to each other's houses and chit chat and talk. But you never know. There's a lot of con artists out there, and I have to be super careful, you know. And how I explain it to one person is, for y'all, I'm one person. Okay? But for me, you know, I've got almost 900 people. Not everyone is who they say they are. They misrepresent themselves. You know, because if everybody did, there'd never be con men or con artist or identity theft or things like that. So I have to be real careful. And that's why now, not so much. Like, I used to record a video, watch it, and then upload it. Well, that takes a long time. So what I do now is I record, I upload, and in the editing process, that's when I start and I watch the whole thing to make sure that I haven't given out information that would maybe not make it so safe for me to be on YouTube. And, you know, you might say, well, what's the big deal? A lot of YouTubers put, you know, like their whole name. Well, that's fine for them if they feel safe in doing that. You see what I mean? And my Facebook page is set to private, and it's set to private for a reason. While ex-convicts may be able to find my name, you know, because a lot of them knew my first name because other officers let it slip. And they can't see anything but my profile picture. And after I made the mistake and it was announced in the comments section, someone who I didn't know sent me a Facebook friend request. So I know now that somebody's trying to see, but do I take that chance? My only other option is if I get lashback from the faux pas. I took the live down. You know, I try to edit that part out, but what I ended up doing is, because I didn't want to take the whole thing down and redo the whole thing, and maybe I should have, but I didn't. And so after you edit, once you, on Thingy, I use the YouTube editor. Once you edit and it uploads, because it uploads from your camera, you edit it, I put the beginning and the end, make all the cuts, add in this, you know, add in the close-up, and then once it's all done, it says create video. So once you create video, it rearranges it, and it, you know, it puts it all together and makes a video out of all your changes. That takes time. Once that's done and it's now a whole video, then you can add info and settings. It's where you monetize. It's where I can write in the descriptions, my tags, things like that, your title and things like that. That's where I add the little card in there if I want to. And you can add audio and and so once I get it all up and I go to the info and settings, there's other things that you can do, but I still don't know how to do some of those. That's where I went to the audio and I tried to add music to the pictures, because I know a lot of the YouTubers do that. You know, I'm trying to evolve. I don't want this to always be a low rent setting, you know. I can't afford a lot of camera equipment, and thank God that y'all are okay with that. But I want to try to get a little fancy. And so I went in there trying to split, because it says split, to split and take that part out. But what ended up happening is, once the video readjusted itself, the only thing that was left of that 2.5 hour video was the part I wanted gone. So I was like, screw it, I'm just going to set it to private and just get rid of it, because I can't take the chance. So far, if anybody has heard, or, you know, saw and heard that mistake I made by giving out that personal information, nobody's saying anything, okay? Haven't heard from the person that originally told me, haven't got a request for friendship on Facebook from the other person, and so nobody's really said anything, so I don't think I'll get backlash. But if I continue to get some that are wanting to get closer to me, then, you know, I'm going to have no choice but to take the channel down. You know, I am disabled. You know, I live by myself when my daughter's out of town, and then it's us living here, and I can't take the risk, you know, and I'm sorry if some of y'all think that I'm being overly paranoid, or you're upset because I still want to be, you know, I gave out my first name in the live, okay? There was 10 or 11 people. A couple of y'all already knew my first name through other circumstances, but that's my choice, you know what I mean? And it's very few. And then I ask whoever in the live, do not say my name in the comments. Well, on the last live, I asked the same thing, and somebody in the comments put my name down there. And it was somebody that had been with me for quite a long time, and I had deleted their comment. So I don't know if they realized what they did, and that's how come they knew, or they just don't realize that I had to delete it. You know, so I'm gonna have no choice but to, if something else comes up, I'll try to delete that person, even if they've been through me with the beginning, or I'll just take the channel down. You know, I have to think about my safety, and I don't want to have to take my channel down. I enjoy doing it. You know, some of y'all are, you know, really sincere people, and maybe the prison has made me extra paranoid, but I've worked in the prison. People look regular. They speak regular. That's hard to explain. You know what I mean? And they look like regular people. They look like me. They look like other mukbangers. You know, any of them can be in the prison setting. And so I have to be super duper careful. And so this is kind of a bummer of a conversation, which is why I didn't want to bring it up in my really fun Roadhouse video. So far, I've only had those 2 incidents since I made the mistake, and no, I'm not going to tell you what I did. But hopefully I won't get any backlash. And I really, really, really appreciate the person that told me. She said she didn't know how to contact me privately. So, or she wouldn't have put it in the comment section. And I told her, well, I'm going to delete this real quick, and please, you know, I said, and then I put, can you contact me by email? So, you know, my email address is fluffyhatesfibro@gmail, and from now on, provided I remember, I'll continue to put that contact information in the description box. So always look for that if you say, hey, you know, I want to contact her privately. So I hold no ill will towards person that told me. I'm glad, because that could have been really bad, you know, if that mistake had stayed in there. Martin Nicky, who watches me, you know, I contacted him. Oh my God, you know, I did this, and he's like, I didn't even hear that. You know, I said, well, I didn't realize it either, because like when I said my daughter's name on here by accident, of course I edited it out, I caught myself. You know what I mean? I as soon as the word came out of my mouth, I knew I'd screwed up. But this one I didn't, and when I went back to look at it, sure as shit, that's what I'd done. So I'd made that mistake. So it may be that in a year, even 2 months from now, maybe next month, you know, I'll feel comfortable enough to give my first and last name or something like that, you know. Or I won't care and tell everyone in a video my first name. But right now, I don't feel comfortable enough doing that. So I really, 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 you know, I don't want to lose anybody as a subby. I don't want to lose any viewers. But if this announcement has pissed anybody off, and just saying she's bananas, I don't know what the hell, it's not a big deal, you know, I don't like her anymore, I'm just going to delete her, unsubscribe to her, I'm sorry, but just like I have to do what I have to do, you've got to do what you've got to do. No hard feelings. Maybe you'll eventually come back. I don't think that'll happen. Most of my subbies are pretty understanding, so I think you will. I think you'll be all right. I think I'll be all right, but I just had to get it out there. I had to wait and see and choose my words. Y'all, I didn't wash my hair, but I put Epsom salt in the bathtub, and my neck was hurting, so I wanted to put, you know, water on my neck. So I had Epsom salt, and my daughter bought me these. They look like tea bags, and when you get them soaking wet, there's like a bunch of excuse me, it almost looks like potpourri in a bag. And I stuck it in there, and you could smell it a little bit. Smell a little bit. When I squeezed it, red came out of it, and a kind of bluish. And by the time I got out of the tub, it looked like I was sitting in tea. I was like, ew. But the Epsom salt water with that stuff it's dry, but doesn't it look wet? It's like, ew. But That's the water that was in there. It's like, this is before I, washed or anything. It was just to water the Epsom and the tea bag. So excuse me if you're like, God damn, Luffy, what the hell did you do? Anyway, that's what's happening on the week. That's what I was talking about from the Roadhouse. Now watch, 45 seconds. It's still happening. 45 seconds after I put this, it's going to be a thumbs down. Oh, that's funny. What else is going on? Oh. Y'all, I guess I should have just stayed asleep. This is boring to y'all, huh? Boring, Fluffy. Because you were getting the house back together. She leaves Wednesday. Oh, y'all, everybody thinks their child is bright, and everybody thinks their child is exceptional. That's what parents do. My daughter, always taught her to be independent, always taught her not to, I never wanted her so needy of me that she couldn't experience life. I taught her to be independent. I taught her to be self-sufficient, and things like that. And so she's been nervous. People are nervous to travel, but she's always been excited and travels with no fear. And so she really enjoys being the go out of town person for her job. And because a lot of the people in the company want to be sent on the out-of-town assignments because it's a break from the office and you get to meet new people and things like that. So, like I said, she leaves out Wednesday. She'll be gone 25, 30 days. And I ask her if there's anything, else in the works to go out of town. And she says, yeah, they have something going on in another state. And so they really want her to do that. So if they choose her to be one of the ones going out in the next set, she'll go out of town Wednesday, come back, stay a week, and then go right back out to even a different state and then stay for, I think, like 2 months. So I know she's excited. So, because the second thing, if they pick her to go, and they will, because she does really good. She always gets good feedback, and things like that. They really enjoy sending her out. You don't want to send, you want to send the best representation that reflects your company. You know what I mean? And so she always does a really good job for them. So I'm excited for her. I really am. She's just a go-getter, and she just comes back happy. Got a little homesick this last time, so, I was a little happy to hear that. I mean, what parent doesn't want their kid, all parents want their kids to want to come home every now and again. Don't you think? So, next few months are going to be really exciting for her. But on the upside, that just means that I'll have more time to put into YouTube. That time it'll only be a week where, I'm visiting with her and catching up with her that I may not film. It's like a little mini vacation. But even when she was back these 2 weeks, was it 2 or 3 weeks, y'all, that she's been home? I can't remember now. Just seems like really fast. I managed to get a couple of videos in to include this one, So, I didn't get to do the LA Galbi with her. My mom occupied some of her time, so I may just go ahead and do it. They are expensive, but it won't be so expensive for just one person. That way I can kind of get the marinade, adjust if I need to, so that when she does come back, that'll be one of my treats to cook her when she gets back. I may or may not put that one on camera because y'all will have seen me eat it already. It's like, Fluff, you did it last month. So that's why I didn't want to do a mukbang, because there's enough left of the arroz con pollo that I could probably do a mukbang with it, but just a eating mukbang, or that's what a mukbang is, a eating show. Um, but and I haven't made it in a while or eaten it on camera in a while. I don't know. I just felt like, well, maybe not. I just eat the rice in the zip, from the Ziploc bag, but this took too long coming up, so I already ate it. Yeah, we have a crop circle in our front yard. The On Sunday, the lawn people came. They were supposed to come Saturday, but they didn't. And it's this guy. He's a really sweet guy, real country, crushes your hand with a handshake. And he works for a lawn service. And when we were at the old house, we had called this lawn service, and the actual lawn service wanted to charge us nearly about $50 to do that house. We had the 2 fruit trees in the front and 1 elephant ear plant, and then the fountain that they would have to get around. But everything else was pretty much just mowing and, weed except for trying to get around the pool. And we're like, no, that's too expensive, because, you need it mowed at least twice a week. So the owner of the business said, well, I have a guy that works for me, and he's trying to build a side business of doing more lawn work. Maybe you can talk to him and see if he'll do it for cheaper. And so I thought that was really nice, that he was willing to give his employee side work. So we got with him, and so he started, because he did a lot less, charged a lot less. And then when things blew up with the ex, the last thing on my mind was the flipping yard. And so time went on, and then all of a sudden he calls me out of the blue. And by that time I'm here, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad, that you contacted me. And I said, the wife and I have split up, and he's like shocked. And so anyway, he quoted us a real cheap price, a real good price. So he came Sunday. See, I'm circling the airport. Get to the point. It's 27 minutes left. Anyway, so they came Sunday and they mowed, and that was fine. And then, so this morning, Monday morning, my daughter goes to work, and she worked half a day, so she came home, and we sat around, and then we ended up going to my mom's for dinner, having the chicken and rice. So as we're leaving, I look down in the grass next to the sidewalk, and I'm like, what's that? And I make fun of the crop. You know what a crop circle is? I don't know if they've ever had them in the States, but I know overseas, where they think it was the UFOs that did it, where there's intricate patterns inside wheat crops and stuff, where the wheat is mushed down and it's like really intricate patterns. I think they ended up finding out it was somebody that did it, I think. Took a long time to do it, but they did it. Well, I was teasing there was a crop circle, because actually what it looks like is that we had a rubber tire, like a car tire, and we had it in the grass forever. So when you take it up, it's like all indented in a donut shape. The middle is up, the tall, and around it. But we didn't have anything stored there. And I'm thinking, what equipment could the lawn guy have that he would make that impression? And my daughter said, well, Mom, I didn't notice that when I went to work this morning. And she has to be to work, I think, between 7:30 and 8, and it's light out by this time. She said, but I noticed it when I came home today. So I don't know how, weird shit going around in my house. And then tonight, like I said, I was taking a bath, and as long as I'm in the bathtub, the dogs really don't make a move to go into the bedroom. When the TV gets turned off, then they know that it's time for me to go to bed, because that's about the only time it's off. Because if I go somewhere, I leave the TV for background noise on for them. So I went to the tub by myself, soaked in, and so when I went to go to sit on the bed to dry off, I saw my dog was in the living room, Big Dog. And so Little Man came in there because he saw me go over to the bed. Well, all of a sudden, I hear Big Dog whining. And here lately, his ears have been itching, her ears have been itching, and when she scratches, she digs in too far and she yelps because she hurts herself. But this was at the same kind of whine. So I come out and look in the hallway, and she's kind of crouched, and she won't go past my daughter's bathroom. It's like she's scared. And I know she wasn't scared at me because she hasn't gotten in trouble. But she wouldn't come. And so I walked to her, and she walked up to me, and so when I touched her head, she kind of backed up a little bit. And so I said, well, come on, and I thought she would follow me. I went back, she's still standing there. She keeps looking at the door of my daughter's bathroom, which is to her left, and when I'm facing her, it's to my right. I had to coax her and stand in front of the bathroom, and she dashed past real quick. So I don't know if one of the ghosts are back. That's almost what it felt like. Like someone was standing there that she didn't like and didn't want to walk past. Because once she got past and into the bedroom, she jumped on the bed, let me pet her, let me love on her. So I don't know. It's a bizarro crap. Too bizarro for my kid to be leaving town right now. Should I tell her? I mean, I'll tell her about the incident, but I'm not going to tell her to stop. I'm a grown woman. I burned some candles. I have crosses. Usually, if I know it's a bad something dark, then I can feel it. Like at the old house, we had a dark entity that I know I brought it from that hospital from hell, but her parents didn't come over. I think they were attached to the parents. The parents were attached to their own furniture. Hadn't really felt my dad. I smelled cigarette smoke once in a while. But told my daughter maybe he knows that I'm doing better now. That I'm on my own and you're with me and I'm doing fine. So she's like, that's true. He may not worry about you so much. So it was really surprising that Big Dog, had trouble coming down the hall. I mean, I've seen our cat that's passed, the cat that passed away at the old house. She used to show up all the time at the old house. I've seen her a couple of times, but not as often as the old house. I know, this is getting too freaky-deaky for y'all, but especially those of y'all that don't believe. But trust me, I've had too many things happen to not to believe, So, that's about it. That's about it. So anyway, hopefully as early as Wednesday afternoon, I'll put another video out. I don't know when this one will be up. I'm not going to worry about it because I sometimes put too much pressure on myself. So when it's up, it's up. So hopefully sometime you'll be watching this on sometime Tuesday. So in the meantime, it is officially the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July, y'all. American holiday and all that. So servicemen, I appreciate your service. And y'all just have a good 4th. Be safe. Firecrackers, make good choices, y'all. Make good choices. Hopefully, in this town, any kind of fireworks is illegal inside this city limits. And there's too many houses. And I could catch shit on fire, So I'm hoping nobody will be stupid and set any off tomorrow. But we'll be home, so doesn't really affect the dogs too much. We keep the TV up, kind of loud to kind of drown it out. They'll bark sometimes, but it's mostly the kids screeching outside, getting excited about the fireworks. You know what I mean? So, but I hope y'all have a safe and happy 4th of July. God bless everyone. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind, and I will talk to y'all real soon, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.